Howdy, y'all. It is 2 a.m. It's April 18th, and it is turn 55 on the Disciples game. Quite a bit happens this turn. For one, uh, we gone ahead and claimed the Throne of Life, and we also claimed the Throne of Gaia, I believe. And I'm just gonna scroll down and take a look at all these indie attacks that happen to everyone. Oh my goodness, first we're getting attacked by werewolves nonstop. Barbarians are coming left and right. Now we're getting attacked by earth elementals. Anywho, uh, in terms of our war with the enemy faction, I think there's a little bit less battles this time around, but there is a exchange back and forth between every faction. Um, and yeah, we'll go ahead and see how everything's going. So let me see. Let's see. Okay, I can get more great spiders. I felt like it. I didn't find anything in Def Gems. So over here, another a curse idol delivery special to kind of screw over some of the province. It's a fort that was targeted. So that's just gonna hinder the ball until they get rid of that curse idol. And over here, I think MZ2 has decided to try and farm Yomi's units for EXP with some of his unpromoted Battle Saints. And this is the province, this is only our fort Yomi has that's not captured at the moment. And we can use this to try and study their formation. And, well, I don't really have much to say. And unfortunately for Yomi, I believe they said that they are going AI now because Aaron Zimnir absolutely decimated what was their main army. And because they only had our capital and this fort, they really don't have a way to recover now. So, and knowing how AI operates, we are not going to have a really good, like, AI kind of does their thing differently. So, I actually have trouble finding AI over players because I don't know why. I guess I find it easier to counter specific players than does AI. AI just kind of, does things. And for you guys who are curious, I do not play single player. The only time I ever play single player is just to kind of test out expansion and maybe see how certain spells work. But most of my playtime is always on multiplayer. Anywho, so hordes of skeletons and not much else. I'm gonna assume that the AI that will take control over this nation won't change too much. Probably have a lot more random summons. Another thing to note, this is something we heard from the Yomi player. They were not able to actually get free spawn. All of these demons that we're seeing, they had to summon with gems because it's a disciples game and Yomi is not the head god. They technically do not have any dominion. So Yomi had completely lost that aspect of summoning their own units. And right here, on top of Yomi's capital, we can see it now has Ur's flag on top of it. So yeah, effectively Yomi has been eliminated. And I'm currently moving army to try and capture their mountains here, but I believe MZ2 might beat me to it, which is fine. If he runs there, I'm just going to send my army around here, and then they're just gonna make their way to Nabah. And right here, I just wanted to test something. We have taken control of the Glade, Shadow Glade. Our fortress met no resistance. I was just really curious because this province was attacked by Vinemen, and I wasn't sure if they'd go away or not. Because it's being cast by the Albion Global, and they're still there. So my scout's like, oh yeah, there's totally nothing here. And then all the Vinemen just attacked, and I'm not sure he died or ran away. Oh, he died. Okay. And here, we actually do see a victory on Albion. So Albion goes in and attacks with about 20 sacred, 30 sacreds, just rounding up. And so this is about 1,800 gold worth of like sacreds here. I believe they're capital only. He has 3 war chariots, devils, lots of useless units, and a couple of mages. And let's go ahead and watch it and see what happens. So once again, their formation's not really that great. I mean, it's a buff circle. They don't fully buff. Their giants go in, and immediately they just explode to the Banefire weapons that the spooky elves have. The chariots go in, and they kind of just start tossing arrows in it. And yeah, these fellows up here, the guys all the way up here are not blessed. They don't have any buffs on them. All the buffs are just going to these dudes in the back. Then we have the militia. They're just tossing javelins. And we can see they managed to kill one of the wraiths immediately. And we're going to see exactly what's killing these wraiths as soon as I find them. Oh, I guess they haven't died yet. Okay, one just decided to run all the way back here instead. So the chariots, they don't even really do anything. They start retreating backwards, and I think they run over a couple of their dudes. And I think that scream was one of the, yeah, those are the wraiths finally dying. So, as soon as I find them again. There's one thing I hate. Like, I could. Okay, here we go. And just scrolling all the way down just to see what kills them. It's their sacreds. They actually do a lot of damage. And, you know, right here we can see 11 points of damage. Repel value at 34 versus defense value. So the morale negated. Repel morale roll of 104 versus repel roll of 44. I think that's because they're berserking. Awe has no effect. And they have attack roll versus a defense roll. The damage roll is 37 plus 2d6 versus 26 plus 3. And really, the thing that's hurting them so much right now is look at how much this bronze sword does in damage. They have 33 strength plus 4 from the sword. That's 37. That is a ridiculous amount of damage. So they are just overcoming. Ooh, that was a Phoenix Pyre. They are overcoming these wraiths by sheer brute strength. Like, they don't even have magic weapons. So she is ethereal. So she's going to negate like 3 out of 4 attacks, but when the attacks do go through, they just legit hit like a truck. And trying to fast forward it. There it goes. They also have 70 plus HP each. So super tanky. Hit like a truck. And they would do a lot better if they actually explodes again. They would do a lot better if they actually had like several buffs on them given to them by their commanders. I mean, okay, so this one has quickness. They have moss body and some protection. So this one's actually pretty well buffed. The issue is they're not buffing all of them. They're only buffing the ones around them, the ones that were set to like bodyguard essentially. And we can see those are the ones that survived. So, yeah, literally 27 attacked, 19 died. If you think about maybe they had 10 in the back guarding their commanders, that's essentially every single one that was not set to guard commander died. Because they didn't get buffs, and like only 2 of them actually died when the Wraith Lords went and attacked. And that's just what I'm assuming. I'm not like fully gonna look into that turn and everything. And then everyone else died. Not much to say about the druids and whatnot, but if these units can be very competent, you just need to give them a little bit of love, and they would mow down through everything. And you know they mowed down the Wraith princess here, but here's the thing: they lost half their forces, and really hard to get units on immortals that are gonna come back like in a month or 2. So they're not gonna be able to keep this up. They have to develop a strategy that will be able to take out these Wraith units without losing this many giants. Moving on, this was a little bit of a this was a fight between one of my giants and then the 2 dedicated super combatants. I think this is more of a thug, but the super combatant of Nabah and one of their thugs. So it was a tag team match. This is essentially how Mecha Godzilla fights King Caesar and Godzilla in the original. Actually, this will also work for Godzilla vs. Kong. But so they all get their buffs off. The Merid has the Frostbrand and Thunderhammer. Nothing has changed here. My giant has Fire Res, Cold Res, Poison Res, and Shock Res. So typically, the giant's not going to care about most of the damage coming in. But the Merid just has so much strength that it's just going to brute force its way through all the armor again. And then we can kind of ignore, I don't know why it's not selecting her. And we can kind of ignore the Malika. She doesn't do enough damage for my giant to even think about it. But the issue is she's the second target. So once everyone gets their buffs off, let's go ahead and check out the Merid's buff. Summon Earth Power, Iron Skin, Quickness, Timber Flesh, Timber Armor. Not bad. So Revigoration, High Protection, Quickness, which is spooky, Timber Flesh, which gives them resistances, Timber Armor, just give it a little bit more protection. But like the Fire Shield that has Fire Shield 16, I don't really care about. It is 16 piercing damage, so my protection is going to protect against most of it, and then it's going to be reduced by my fire resistance as well. He has only 5 cold resistance, only 7 shock resistance, and don't really care about these aspects because I'm mostly doing elemental damage. And then right here, this girl, she blesses herself, Timber Flesh, Iron Skin, Luck, Timber Armor, yeah, they're pretty tanky. And also, if because she is traveling with the Merid, I can't just if the Merid's by himself, I could perhaps mine hunt him as a strategy, get rid of him. But now that he has a buddy of her, that's less viable. Anywho, so let's go ahead and see the damage he does. So Transform Giant actually hits the Merid for 12 points of damage with the Shocking Grasp. And we can see mathematically it's supposed to be 18 plus 2d6 armor negating. But because it has 7 Thunder Reds, it goes right through, 12 points of damage. And, oh yeah, this is important to note, he does not have... Never mind, he has a way to regenerate. Right, because he got blessed. Okay, okay. So, moving on. So the AoE is coming, yeah, so you can just see he hits so hard, he just bypasses most of my defenses there. And my giant has to figure out who he wants to attack, and the issue is he decides to attack the Malika. Now he does a decent number on her, and so shocking grasp hits, the cold blast hits, but not too sure why it didn't. Oh, protection roll, yeah, and protection just gets rid of any damage. So I'm gonna have to get rid of this silver ring. It's not doing enough damage for me. And yeah, you can just see the numbers: 11 damage, 10 damage. One of the reasons why I'm surviving right now is just the fact that it has a 20 HP regen. And let me see. The cold blast stat will just doing nothing because of all the armor. And right here, Hammer of Thunder does 10 points of damage, and that's because it does a damage roll of 41 plus 2d6 versus 25 plus 6, so that's extremely powerful. And because it's slashing, it gets increased a little bit. And the flying shields is actually reducing damage, so that's nice. Actually, I made a mistake, so I do have to worry about the slashing and whatnot. The more I learn about this game, and yeah, after getting a concussion from the lightning hammer and like the frost brand, my giant decides she's had enough and she's gonna retreat for now. I think the only person who was actually hurt was the Malika. She ended up getting a chest wound, I believe. This right here is another Malika, and she's just another thug. I think we've seen her already as well. And here, this is on top of old Abysia. And I'm not sure if this was actually a force meant to get rid of my giants that were sitting on top of them, or if this was just an army meant to test the waters. Now, you have several warlocks here, and these warlocks can be very terrifying, especially to my giants. They're astral magic, they have blood magic, they can do communions, they can get really high magic, they can cast life for life, they can cast soul slay. My giants only have like 16 magic resistance. That is not very good against a highly organized army, especially with astral magic or blood magic. But I don't think he really scripted his mages, or he did script them and he decided he wanted to do nothing but ethereal. And yeah, that's all he decides to do. He wants to just protect all the blood slaves. So the demon bread and the burning ones, they decide to focus my giant with the highest fire resistance and with the Calabogue. And just checking this, yeah. And this giant tanks it pretty well, and she has an AoE capability, so she can get rid of burning ones decently well, but the giants I ignore, well, just kind of runs up. This is the one with the most AoE capability, but also the lowest fire resistance. And she just decimates this back line. And when my RR Giant gets available, she runs in and massacre. Anyways, they end up losing the Ivy King, 3 of their Warlocks. These are, cap only recruits. All their Burning Ones, a couple of their Misbred. And I'm holding the capital of Abysia for now. And over here, this just shows why Albion's current strategy is just not going to work. Especially with the militia with only 11 morale against spooky units of fear. We can see a lot of their sacreds have died, get killed in this battle. I haven't actually watched this, but... So this is an ungeared Wraith Lord. It's going to cast Meditation to get our resistances, Mistform, and just runs in. And... really, that's it. He just runs in, and apparently, yeah, he just does enough damage to cause a mass retreat. And depending on where these guys go, half of them could have died in the retreat. But this right here, he spent what, they cost 20 gold each. This is a 1,000 plus gold army. And right here, this is my army marching through Yomi. Hit a couple of Naval units as well. And this is just a good way for me to check to see how my army formation is. I'm probably going to change it a little bit once I have time to make sure I don't get sniped by arrows more. Not sure what spell that was that gave him all the feet thingy, or like that the dust of air, or like words. I don't know how to word right now. Anywho, yeah, formation seems fine for now. And this right here, I am losing a couple of chaff units though. Apparently, yeah, these guys I hit really hard, and they ended up killing a couple of my flying units. And here, let's go ahead and check out what Satis is doing. Satis is trying to reclaim some of their territories captured by Think Knight. Okay, and they're just skelly spamming. Let's see. And this right here, this is a 800, another 1,000 gold army that was decimated by our immortals. And it looks like we actually stole another skirmisher for our side. And MZ2 has started deploying thugs of his own. And this is a Harbinger. It's Air 3, has 45 HP, size 5, do 2+, protection of 22, and it's carrying armor of knights, which is typical. Boots of Messenger, typical. Dragon helmet, typical. Very typical gear. Giant sword. And this is the Shield of Fate, which will cast Twist Fate at the start of every combat round. So she starts off the meditation to get the bless we got. Mistform to ward off damage. Holy Avenger. Weapons of Justice, okay, and Marignon abilities. And Armor of Justice, which I think gives her +3 armor. And she's just gonna fly to the back. And I think these pirates, they just realize that they're fighting an angel and didn't want any part of this fight, so they start running. The province defense still wants some, though. And after taking out the commander, yeah, the rest of the barbarians realize, oh crap, it's an angel, and they run away. And actually, yeah, we have some Vitamin Vinogers here, but no one to lead them, so they just kind of dissolve. And over here, just kind of massacres one of the Malakas belonging to Nabal. And this is inside one of the boss fortresses. Yeah, there's not much to say here. Alright, I have no idea what happened to that Malaka. Okay. Iron Skin, Timber Flesh, Scorching Wind, and Run Away. So, a couple of the units got hit, but I don't think it really did damage. I want to watch that again, just to kind of see who may have I just want to see the potential damage rolls. Okay. And are they all just resisting the effect? Because they're MR 16. Yeah, I guess they're not even taking any damage. So, that didn't do anything. And because she had nowhere to go, it looks like she died in the retreat. And right here, this is the fall of Yomi. So they all have weapons of sharpness. And as soon as the flyers get into the back, that's it. And right here, I think this is coming from Abysia? I'm not too sure. I end up losing a Mystic. And I checked both my main armies that had Mystics. And my army that's attacking Abysia at the moment just lost my Mystic that had Claim of Pearls, so I think he got a really good snipe on that one. So that's annoying, but it was the dude who was scripted to cast anti-magic, and looking at what Abysia scripting is, I'm not too concerned. And I could easily just move some pearls around and get another anti-magic caster. And then going through the rest of everything, yeah, we just see a lot of random attacks happening. And yeah, just look at this. So this is handy. I just have a couple giant spiders just running around, and they did work for me. And these giant spiders I'm just getting for free in one of my magic sites. And they're pretty weak units, but you know, it's nice I didn't lose this fort to a random siege. And spiders have that nice web effect, which basically drops the defense of a unit down to 0, I believe, due to the immobilization. Let's go ahead and double check it. Yeah, so the defense like drops all the way down when they're inside the web. So that just makes them really easy targets to hit, and have no protection. So basically, yeah, anything that gets into them will just suffer horrible damage. And you know, I should start deploying these guys, because I have quite a few sites that give me these spiders. And Big Lin got hit as well. Looks like they lost a Mountain King, but looks like their Priest King managed to escape. We got several gnomes just and Earth Elementals coming around, which is annoying. And then we still have global attacks going off. So, what I'm gonna do for this turn, FloridaMen is kind of patrolling the lands of Florida, and he will be dealing with some independent units around. I don't know what happened to that genie that was in this province earlier. I managed to reclaim it with my giant, with the emergency teleport, and I'm gonna be sending the giant to this province. I also have that dude going in there, so let's go ahead and move him somewhere else. Somewhere more useful. Yeah, let's send him like right there. Or yeah, let's send him to harass the Ba. And I'm currently making so I made Crystal Coin, Star Sign Soul Cap, some Eyes of the Void, a Starfire Staff, and I'm currently making some Rune Smashers as well, and their job will be, as soon as that genie pops right back up on my land somewhere, I'm sending in a Mine Hunt to just get rid of it. The issue with Nabal is I got the feeling they have like their entire army, like they're trying to get their entire army like in my cap ring or on top of my capital, and they're just gonna do a massive attack on it. And because they're genies and whatnot, I won't be able to see them coming unless I end up actually getting some spirit sight patrols going on. And that's gonna take a while to get. I'm just gonna kind of patiently wait for them, and then I'll just try smite them off the face of this planet. Let's see. Here I built a temple down here, so hopefully that'll help spread some dominion on this part. And the person who built the temple, I'm sending him here real quick, so he can join the Abyssian front lines. I lost this province again. I lost this province again. And this one had a fortress that was almost finished being built here, so that's really annoying. And heck, our new Yomi province got hit by independence as well. So yeah, these independent attacks are really annoying. What happened here? Okay, it was just that Malika. And we see Marignon's armies are on this borderline, and they are going into Nabal. Right here, still has way too many sacreds. In some of the chats they were saying, they were trying to figure out ways to deal with sacreds, and we're like, okay, yeah, we hope you deal with them because well, you haven't even seen half our forces yet. And let's see, several Vineman vinyl groups here. I believe this probably belongs to Albion. So, alright, and Abysia still has several units here. Albion's presence is mostly around Ignite, but I don't see him anymore. Let's see. Okay, so Ignite seems to have infiltrated deep into Albion's territory, and I think that's where a couple of these battles are taking place, yeah. Anyways, more into my movement. I'm keeping my army kind of stacked here. I just want to try and take out this fortress, and then I'll use it to march onto their capital. I'm sending, so this giant got a little bit injured. This is my giant with the lowest fire protection, which is fine. I believe, yeah, I have her moving to deal with these units here, and then the other two will stay sieged. Over here, I'm gonna have my scout stay on top of this fortress for a good second, and I'm gonna take out some of the, like this province, try to get some Def Gem income, and just checking these areas. And yeah, for the most part, I'm just disrupting the cap circle of Abysia, and then I'm gonna see if we can try to take the capital itself, since my main army, this is the army that fought off Cetis. They're gonna run into Abysia. The downside is they're still diseased by Cetis. And let's see. And this right here was where we fought the Merid and Malika. My giant retreated here, and thank you MZ2 for getting this province. If he hadn't done that, I believe I would have had nowhere to retreat and I would have lost this giant. So because of that, I'm retreating this giant away from Nabal, and I'm going to capture these two provinces. This giant is going to use a laboratory that Nabal built here in order to restock and change out equipment. And then over here, this giant wants to just grab this province as some reinsurance, and then we'll send her to this laboratory to resupply. I could also, if I wanted to, send her back there, but that's going to take a little bit longer. And some of the giants I'm equipping now, I'm giving them moon blades. I'm getting rid of the cold blast item. Like it's good for dealing with chaff, but not against our SCs. So I'm gonna go into Nabal expecting some SC fight, so giving them more overall resistances, and I'm giving them moon blades. This giant here, who's gonna be cloud trapezing, I'm not giving her regeneration, so this is gonna be a little bit riskier. but I'm gonna be giving her salt. So if she encounters that the Malika or the Merid, she should be able to keep them stunned for a good while, and when she hits with the Moonblade, it's gonna do 2 times damage against them, and that is hopefully gonna hurt them really hard where it hurts. And I think that's it for this turn. I am also I have these 2 lizard dudes forging more flower charms, and yeah, these things are gonna be really good for getting my comedians running. So that's about it for this turn. Really excited to see what comes next, and yeah, we'll find out on turn number 56. Howdy everyone, it is turn number 54, and there's quite a few more things that happen here, of course, and yeah, woo, look at that. Alright, let's go through everything. So I found a gallows here. This is a really nice province to have now, and it's already forted and everything. Let's see, one. Okay, maybe it's not too shabby, but right here I can get some free ghosts. Like get my spook factor up if I manage to. Yeah, I could just send a revenant over, give him a skeleton staff, and he can start summoning some ghosts. So yeah, actually, yeah, this is just my free spawn area right here. Going through, let's see. Got enchanted tomb here. Yeah, so my magic gem income just gained. As said, it's insane right now. Everything, I'm getting at least 15 gems and everything else, and then you can see I am getting 34 astral pearls to turn 28 nature gems, which just fuels my giant economy. With 27 fire gems, yeah, it feels good, yo. And let's see. So starting off, yeah, we got the blows coming back and forth between my team and team Nabat, Albion, Yomi, and Abysia. Yomi has gone AI last turn. I think I already said, and the AI has made one massive attack trying to retake the capital. But Aaron Zebinir had some units that were being transferred there, and this is the end of Yomi's army. I don't think they have a way to get anything sufficient anymore. I mean, unless the AI just pulls out random units from the middle of nowhere. They're out of fortresses. They're out of. They can obviously recruit some indies, but yeah, this is it. And we all know what's gonna happen with all the flying units back there. And right here, MZ2 is just sending. He has several of these angel thugs up now. And this right here is a unit from the bot. I'm not sure if they were patrolling or like trying to transfer somewhere else, or if they were actually meant to recapture provinces, but they're gone now. So right here, it's just a bunch of Ivy King. There's an Ivy King with his personal guard, and the angel makes short work of them. The Ivy King ends up retreating, I think. I'm not sure if he manages to get to a province or not. I could check that real quick. Where was it? Right here. Okay, so yeah, the Ivy King's most likely here. But I'm not. But I could always be wrong. And ignoring the independence, right here, We just have confirmation that one of the slow to recruits, Doug's, belonging to the Ba, just got absolutely decimated by Aaron Zemir's Sacreds. So these snake lions just kind of run in. She manages to take him for half a second, and then yeah, just gets obliterated. We do see this thing bleed pretty badly though, but it has enough HP to not care. And let's see. And we finally get we see a full formation from my teammate here, and it is essentially just Doug's up the wazoo and Immortals up the wazoo. I'm not even sure these are all his Immortals. We've been sending him as many of our fire gems as we can, and like he just keeps summoning more and more of these. They aren't even fully leveled up yet, and they'll get the fire 2 and other stats when I do, I believe. Then he has just a couple of these units at Corpse Constructs. You know, you can get them relatively cheap. He has Smoke Warriors. Not sure where he got them from. If they're free summons or something else, or they were just something that I wasn't paying attention. And yeah, then he has several mages here meant to do evocations, but this is an army meant to conquer some provinces. And he just has this artillery barrage just going off of all his mages in the back here. This is just against like a really light unit, but it's a really neat scene. Yeah, it's just against PD. It's neat seeing what he has. Though the Smoke Warriors were killed off though, and a couple of his Corpse Constructs in free spawn. I'm assuming he got these for free. Otherwise, I highly doubt that he's using gems to summon these. Let's see. And also, yeah, every single one of MZ2's Arbinger Angels just have a different set of equipment, so they all do different things. And I'm not going to go in and like check them all, but one had like one was dual wielding, one had Moonblade, so on and so forth. And right here, Nick Knight, as man, he managed to craft an artifact that summons a Merid. Now he has this really powerful Merid carrying the Tartarian Chains, the Shield of Fate, the Mask of the Vampire, Shroud, Saint Shroud, and you know some basic gear, a pretty high, really high precision, or not precision, defense, attack, and then an enslavement weapon. So anything that survives being hit for 41 damage is going to potentially become enslaved. So just watch out. And with Iron Skin, he gets 27 protection. So decently tanky. And we see Miklin is apparently using Long Dead to... Okay, I thought these were Long Dead Horsemen for some reason. But they wanted to take out a couple of barbarians that attacked the independent province, I'm guessing. And they took it, losing a couple of Long Deads. And here we can see the god of Raga. This is their disciple god. It is a Deva of Wrath. Fire 3, Air 3, Death 5, Blood 3. This is really good for, I believe, just basing off of my Caleb knowledge, is a lot of the pathways you kind of want to get the national summons. But I really don't know much about the Raga, unfortunately. Anywho, they equipped him with a dragon helmet, so basic helmet. Blue dragon scale mail, so he has cold res, fire res, boost of messenger, and really high attack, and they just decided to let him keep his base weapon, the bloody mace. It's armor piercing for heavy damage, and it does armor negating fatigue damage. And he decides to cast Phoenix Power. for some reason. But then he goes up, casts Burning Shield, and I think what it is they have him set to cast Phoenix Power so he can get higher fire magic, and then he has advanced and cast spells, so he can, they're just letting the AI deem whatever he feels necessary, and he's just kind of slapping everything while also, I guess, occasionally casting spells in melee. Yeah, like right there, Immolation. I'm not too sure if I'd play it like that. I mean, no, I just really like being able to use every single buff I have possible before doing stuff like that. But I don't know. I guess I never really use like the point blank spells that are like, you know, explode everything or burning hands, you know, that kind of stuff. Burning hands, shocking grasp. I'm only using shocking grasp because I have it on my shields. And here we can kind of take a look at how Albion's using their units. This is this Harvester of Sorrows is just. I'm just gonna say Knight is gonna have a bunch of these. And the reason why he is just sending everything out is because he legit has way too many of them and he doesn't care. So they actually have these set to hold and attack now by the looks of it. So he's actually gonna buff them. He has Blood Slaves around. And he has the Moloch as well. But these fellas are kind of charging up ahead without any care in the world. Oh, and these instances are also set to hold and attack. So tattoos are finally being awakened there. And unfortunately the thing just dies immediately, so I can't see the full scripting. But, yeah. They're more organized with the armies now. And here MZ2 just showcasing he has way too many of these sacreds. He has way too many of these immortals now. And here, I attacked Abysia, and they do a heavy number on my giant. So this is my first giant I've lost. Luckily, it wasn't converted or anything. But yeah, that was a lot of gems down the drain, unfortunately. But that's fine. It's a good learning experience. This was my giant that had kind of, I want to say my worst gear. Like, that didn't have a Ring of Regeneration. It was a Ring of Warning, if anything. Barkskin Amulet, so and she is in Abysia, so she's gonna take damage. And yeah, these are, so this is 10 gems, another 20, 30, 35, 40, what was that? So 50 plus 15, so about 65 gems just down the drain, and a slow to recruit. But this is a good way to, you know, see why I should not underestimate Abysia. And this is just the AI as well. They're not buffed or they're not blessed or anything. So Abysia just goes in, unscripted with their burning ones. I guess Elemental Fortitude because I wanted, I thought it would stack with Temper Flesh, but it doesn't. So my fire resistance is only at 5. So I need Groove and Elemental Fortitude from all my giants. And yeah, immediately loses the Mist Form, I think. And you can see she's taking a lot of heavy damage. And the thing is, so these guys, they hit twice. They're ambidextrous. And they even have damaged weapons, so it does reduce slashing and piercing, but even then it's still doing like 27 damage a hit. So they do 27 damage twice. My giant, and she's gone. So my giant had about, I want to say 28 protection? We'll see. Let's see. Yeah, so she only has a against them. Because I believe they're using piercing weapons. They reduce her protection by a decent amount. So yeah, about 25 protection right here. Then it gets reduced by 20. They're just gonna hit her no matter what, and she just ends up taking 6 to 12 damage a hit every single time. And yeah, but they don't care about the awe because they're berserking, I believe, and they just essentially bypass all her defenses. Like right here, 20 points of damage. So, and this was with their Morning Star, and mathematically they did a damage roll of 26 plus 18 versus, so that's 26 base damage plus 2d6, which exploded a few times to get 18. And then versus 20 plus 2d6, yeah, they automatically will do damage, and even with the resistance taking half damage of everything, her healing was just not able to keep up. So she would heal, I want to say, I think 8 or 9 HP a turn. She had a deep wound, so less HP, and they were just pelting her left and right with more than she can heal. Like this right here, 12 damage for one burning one. Then the next burning one did a total of 8. A couple of zeros, but you get the point. 5 total, so essentially, yeah, after a handful of rounds, she was gone. And I'm about to sneeze. Yeah. Take over some Nabat provinces, and right here, we can kind of see Nick Knight gets obliterated here. There's good reason for that, and it's the Wool Giants. They do way too much damage. So they have a mixed formation here, a bunch of Vine units. They are actually blessing their units, but they have a couple of mages, so it's easier to bless this time, and they're just telling them go in ASAP. So don't think they they only managed to bless a handful of them. But if we take a look, 35 damage, and okay, that is with the strength buff. 35 plus damage. This fella right here has a protection of 10. Kind of casting quickness and everything, but like, wouldn't it be great if they casted quickness on their, like, you have these two dudes blessing, and then this guy back here he ends up casting quickness as like they're waiting for 2 turns to attack because they're on such a hold and attack. And yeah, this guy's just having trouble just hitting anything at the moment. And he kills the 2 barbarians, I believe. He's also surrounded, so they're just gonna hit him non-stop. He's ethereal. He also has that iron vulnerability, so we'll take additional damage. And yeah, let's just roll in. The mindless units also don't care about the awe on our units, as well as the berserking units don't care. But right here, okay, the Wraith Lord manages to get a protection value of 30. So yeah, just trying to get an idea of it. I'm not sure. It is actually one of the mirror images, but you can see his damage roll of 31 plus 2d6 versus 30 plus 5. So that's guaranteed to take damage, and these things only have like maybe 20 to 30 HP. And so mirror image has to get popped first. I'm just going through everything. Then they start hitting the Wraith Lord on their shield. But then finally, a really good hit. Awe doesn't have an effect because they're berserking, because morale is at 99 plus 2d6, aka it doesn't give any craps about Awe. The attack roll goes through, and then damage roll is 39 plus 2d6, versus a protection of only 10 or 9 plus 2d6. And it comes out to be 32, then do, I think that's 25% extra damage because slashing, so it does 40 extra damage. So 40 total damage, and then Mistworm negates a decent chunk of it. I'm not sure why it goes up to 15 though. And yeah, I'm just saying, these giants are pretty legit in their damage. And yeah, right there, you just see it got hit for 46 damage. So, giant hit, they don't care about the awe. Attack roll is 38 versus 27 defense. Yeah, then with only 9 protection versus a flat, like almost 40, rounding up a flat 40 damage. That's just gonna literally decapitate any regular troop. And yeah, so these guys are pretty legit. they just lack that protection. You need to give them like good armor in a way, and they will do they'll do work for you. Let's see. Attack Marignon in 1. But these are okay. I'm not going to worry about this battle. And lightning from the Abyssian god, I believe. I'm assuming Abyssia's casting on me is actually killing a couple of my key mages. And I'm doing a slight surprise Pikachu face right now. I think they're actually managing to hit some of my mages that have gems on them, I believe. So that's a little annoying. And Throne of Gaia is happening. And yeah, that's really about it. Then we have all these other random indies going off. And these indies are getting on my nerves. And yeah, so right here, I just lost this province. This province is still lost. I'm sending a couple of Pegasus guys to try to reclaim it, and these Pegasus guys are going to be the ones building that fort, because I'm tired of losing so many forts under construction. This fortress right here is going to be sieged. This is also the fortress where I'm getting my commanders just sniped out by lightning from Abysia. At least I'm assuming it's from Abysia. And I'm going in with a similar formation as per usual. Okay, these guys are gonna be hiding. I actually just forgot about them, but anyway, don't worry about these guys. They're sneaky. They're meant to just bring the minion down. These guys are gonna be buffed by my lizard shaman up here. There's only a handful of units. They'll be hit with body ethereal. All these dudes will be hit with body ethereal and various other spells. Soul Slay is going to be spammed. I'm not sure if Soul Slay is the best spell, but I'm going to have him in the back because I don't want them getting hit by archers. I have a Zephyr who's going to be summoning lifelong protection imps non-stop all battle. And I think that's really it. And I'm casting Foul Vapors as well. All the heretics are just coming in from here, and I'm gonna have him sit on top of Abyssia's capital, and just try to drain out the Dominion. And if they get killed, I don't really care. In terms of everything else, yeah, I have no idea what happened to Nabaz Marid. Probably doing sneaky genie stuff, but I'm gonna siege their capital again. I kind of changed out some of the equipment on this giant. I took out the cold blast weapon, and I took it and I put on, I believe it is an artifact weapon, Katovich, which is a AoE 1 blinding flash that does 3 attacks on the target, armor piercing. So hopefully I don't lose this unit. But should be decently tanky with 10, 15 resistances everywhere. Mask of Vampire, regeneration, and let me just make sure. Yeah, and Flying Shield should also help. Flying Shield. Flying Shield, Flying Shield. Okay, I'm just making sure, because Breath of Winter, Flying Shield. Okay, I think that's all my... Nope. Energine here, Flying Shield. Do I have Energine here, or am I mistaken? I'm losing track of all these giants. And I'll be, I'm getting another, Oread, this upcoming turn, so I will, very next turn, I will be giant shaping her. Yeah, just way too many indie attacks going everywhere. Yeah, on the bright side, it's every team suffering from it, and I'm still trying to figure out what these... Oh, this makes a lot more sense. That's the capital of Zabalba right there, I didn't realize. Okay. I legit thought that, like, this area down here... Yeah, I believe this was a Satis fort before. So, yeah, I think Satis actually was all the way down here at war with them. I know they were at war, and then I kind of jumped on it. But okay, it's good to know. This is Abyssia's cap, and yeah, and for the most part, I think right here, this fortress of Abysia is being sieged. I don't know why they have a province here. It's like out in literally out in the middle of nowhere. They have this fortress here. So they have a decent chunk of fortresses. The thing is, they're so far and widespread. It's gonna take a while for them to try and reclaim this capital. Now, if they happen to have a buttload of burning ones, like this one, like this set right here, yeah, I could be in trouble. Because we've already kind of proven that, hey, if burning ones get into the melee of my giants are gonna get hurt. Anyways, I think that is it for this turn. Nothing too much to like try and analyze. So I'll just go ahead and see you guys for turn number 57. It is turn 57 now, and this is quite a turn. It's on my part. Well, you guys see. Continuing the battle between Naba, Abysia, Albion, Yomi, and with my team, Arcocephale, Marignon, and Man. There have been some actual blows exchanged on both sides this time around. Let me just see. Nope. Okay. So this is annoying. One of my vampire dudes. I did empower him to blood too, and he got horror marked for it, and the horrors came to get them. So rip. Now, I know they have soul rending claws, but I don't think I'm not sure if this will actually soul kill him or not. I don't know. Alpha Knight, I actually never had to deal with horrors attacking my immortals before, surprisingly enough. Not in this game. I never actually got past turn 30 very often in this game compared to Dominion's 4. And in Dominion's 4, the last time I had immortal units, someone actually wished for them. Someone cast a spell wish. They were Pelagia, and all my immortals were kind of just chilling in one province, getting ready to do something. And all my units in that one province was targeted by the wish spell, and they got teleported into the ocean and drowned and died. So yeah, I actually never had to deal with a horror mark attacking immortal, so I'm not entirely too sure if he's actually soul killed. or if I'll see him later. Someone's probably gonna answer that in the comments down below if they are watching. If not, I'll probably ask someone on my team later. Died from long march. This right here just took a unit that had like nothing on it. Traveler's doing his typical peacekeeping duties. Harbinger belonging to MZ2. This right here is Evolved Battle Saint. So they get fire too for the most part. And I'm gonna guess that's enough. Because now we have an immortal that can cast Fire Shield. And then the typical prayers that you use as Marignon and DE. True Fate. Okay, so they're basically just immortal thugs. Got it. The Fire Shield really just, yeah, you see him decimate everything. And right here, this was the Malika on the ball I was trying to find earlier. And I guess I got impatient because, you know, I couldn't find them. And they hid out, they hid for a little bit, and now they are attacking my capital, so now my capital's being sieged, finally. But, what's more important to note is they only have one commander. She has MR of 17 right now. And yeah. So I'm just gonna try to ignore this for a little, just a little bit. Let's see. Right here, and then for Nabal taking my capital and for Nabal taking out one of my giants, or actually causing my giant to retreat. This Merid and Malika have been killed, and I'm not sure I showcased this last turn, but these giants, they don't have the regeneration factor as some other giants, but they have salt. They have salt and they have moon blades. Okay, this one has the regeneration factor. This one has salt though. So they all get their buff circles off. And immediately, the fellow without the salt is attacked first. And we can see this guy with the Hammer of Thunder is just doing a number on him. I mean, yeah, 40, like, only 10 shock resistance, and versus 45. This is, and going through his armor, yeah, so it's like it's basically a net 10 damage that he's doing, plus 2d6, and we can see that on this giant. Luckily, this giant has a heal factor of 22, so she is able to tank it quite well. And this giant here with Assault, they managed to paralyze Malika here, and using the Moonblade, yeah, we can see some of the numbers it already displays. She has no defense because she's paralyzed, and then a damage roll of 96 plus 2d6 versus her protection value of 29 plus 2d6, 59 total points of damage. Then increased to 73 because of slashing damage, but it was in the leg, so it was reduced to the maximum hit points. But I believe this right here caused her to go crippled. Yeah, she's crippled now. And yeah, basically took a massive chunk of her HP from there. Then the rest of the time, any air hits that don't make it, it seems that it's actually the Vampiric Mask that's doing the work. Yeah, Vampiric Drain, it just hit for 9% damage, just armor negating. And I think it might be MR based, I'm not too sure though. So that's Malika out of the way. She got her life sucked out of her through the vampiric mask. And looks like Balfrey. Not sure that Balfrey is there already. And now this fella is stunned, so his defense value drops all the way down. Yeah, minus 75% due to stunned, and he only has his protection now. And just to see what happened all the way down there, because they did 0 points of damage. So those were their range attacks with the mask. I just want to see. And for some reason they didn't use their sword there. I'm not too sure why. Could be that they're not fatigued. So let's check that again. So Transform Giant missed the Merid, doing nothing. This one hit with the Moonblade. Yeah, I'm not entirely too sure why they're not, like, sometimes they just skip out on using the Moonblade and they just opt to use the Vampiric Drain attack instead, I guess. I'm really not too sure. Because, you know, they're not attacking him when he's paralyzed, for some reason. Anyways, okay, I think I get it. If they're using a range attack, then they're not going to do a melee attack or something. Anyways, right here, attacks, so the Moonblade hits for 40 points of damage. Attack roll beat out the defense roll, so it wasn't even paralyzed here due to assault. Total damage is doubled to 98 plus 2d6 versus their protection roll of 29 plus 2d6. They take 64 points of damage. It's capped out to 40 because first of all, it's increased by 25% because of slashing damage, and it capped out to 40 points of damage because apparently that's the highest it can hit on the body. And that should cause a massive chest wound. But more importantly, okay, it doesn't cause a chest wound, but more importantly, yeah, it lost most of its HP at this point, and it only has 4 HP left. So any like just breathing on it, sneezing on it will kill it. And right there. Let's go all the way back in. It does have that regeneration, so it was so it could have tanked it a little bit. And Transform Giant hit with range attack for 3 points, and then nerf 45 on the legs, and that was capped as well. So what I'm gonna do to deal with these giants or these Marids now, because Nabal has a couple of them. I'm gonna have them in pairs. I'm gonna have one who's slightly tankier with better regen factor, and then I'm gonna have one who's going to have salt. So that should at least deal with the Marids for now. And if Marids are caught out in the open, like they're not on top of a fortress, I could also attempt to mind hunt them. Here is where things get interesting with Abysia. They're now deploying Supercombatants of their own. And right here is obviously a Balar from Lord of the Rings, I guess. I'm not too sure where they got the sprite from. I feel like this could have been most likely copied and pasted from something. I'm not too sure, but it's obvious the art style is completely different from the rest of the minions. Anyways, so we have this dude with way too much HP, really high protection, 22 magic resistance, decent defense, and 2 mortal blades. These blades are soul slaying. They cause burn soul. I'm not too sure if this is like soul slay the spell, which will do way too much, you know, 999 damage, or if it's just meant to. Oh, if you get hit, you kind of get you know, you can't get revived. Anyways, they have armor piercing attacks. and they get 3 attacks a square. So, and it's 40 damage. So this is gonna be pretty scary to deal with as well. And they have additional fear. So if my giants encounter this, they may want to run away if they can't tank it. They have good, decent body armor. They have the Reinvig. They have regeneration. They have like overall good build. They're weak to cold. No protection against lightning right now. Heck, they have, yeah, they're at -5 lightning. Not sure what Rock's Legacy does. And yeah, so the main thing is if I want to fight this guy head on, okay. So cold and lightning will do a number on him. I'll have to bypass his protection, and I'll have to make sure they don't get auto killed as well. But I think because I'm Arcocephale and I get Astral 2 mages and I get fire and water mages. And I think I did show. I'm not sure I showed I was mine hunting, but I'm gonna try mine hunt this guy out because I do not want to deal with this. Here's Nick's Knight's personal Merid, and I just wanted to double check what his gear was. Tartarian chains, that was it. And I think this might have been another blood hunting province. I'm not too sure. And right here, this is on top of LA Statis. And this is, I want to say in quotation marks, the main army of Albion versus Nick's main army. And you can just, yeah, look down the list, and Albion got their butts handed to them. Now I noticed they do have a lack of, sacred, so maybe I wouldn't say their main army, but they lost their god. They lost their god. There's about 600 gold plus worth of units, and yeah. We'll just go ahead and watch what happens. So remember how I said they have low protection, and man is the archer nation. So with his archers alone, that's like everything already dead. Do we have some devils that go in the back, but our sacred long dead don't care too much about it. I think it's that Fog Warriors that went off. Yeah, so Fog Warriors went off as well. And the Moloch back there is just doing his thing, buffing. He gets into the back line and starts attacking one of the Banshees. And he gets paralyzed immediately. He only has an MR of 20. So what ends up, and he does have Phoenix Pyre. He's not immortal, but he has Phoenix Pyre. So everything in the back, the Magister Arcanes decided to hit him with Soul Slay. Most of the time he resisted it. And right here, he got petrified by something. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure what caused the petrification. But yeah, everything dogpiles on him, and he gets hit for Soul Slay. Let me go ahead and yeah, so he gets hit for Soul Slay by one of Magister Arcanes, and it was a penetration roll of 12 plus 2d6, which exploded to 15 total, and he got a protection roll of 20 plus 2d6 of a total of 5. So with that failure to resist, he just explodes into a ball of fire, and most of the units don't really care about that fire. They only took about 1 point of damage by the looks of it, all going across the board except for one soulless unit. But yeah, that's really it. It looks like Nick's army mostly just uses up their air gems. Like, holy crap, this guy's Astro 4. That's pretty awesome. And then after Albion kind of bounced off Nick, he went in and actually fought Satis. I'm not sure why it's not showing up here. Usually, yeah, let's just go here. And LA Satis has finally fallen. They don't really put up too much resistance this time around. Because they were lacking most, all their key mages. I mean, yeah, they have a couple, like, they have these dudes. Levels of far striking, okay. They still have, like, the wannabe thugs here. Like, I don't even know. Yeah, I still don't understand the point of these units. And I don't know what happened to the dog with loafers, but I'm assuming the dog with loafers got hit by a soul slay. Let's go ahead and see that. Oh, way up to top. Yeah, soul slay. So we can see it was getting hit by the 3 times a turn. And yeah, eventually one of them got through. A penetration of 11 plus 18, so that's several exploding dice. Versus an average roll of 6. And yeah, the dog of loafers is gone. And from there, the rest of the army just goes in and takes out the rest of the statistans. And Nick Knight has claimed LA Statis. At least the capital. I believe LA Statis still has like the 1 or 2 fortresses left. And let's see. This is my army that's going into Nabal. Not much to really see here. And yeah, I'll just check the formation and spellcasting again. Alright, cool. And yeah, Nabal seems to have another Marid. This one with a Frostbrand and I guess overall ice weapons is their game. They don't have they don't have cold res themselves. Oh, they do have cold res. Sorry, 15 right here. They don't have poison res. Honestly, yeah, just shove a Moonblade in this guy's face. He does have the chainmail displacement, so that could get annoying. And let's go ahead and check this. Yeah, it's still not buffing his units. And right here is the full spook factor for the Ember Lords. So this Ember Lord has 2 swords of swiftness. So this is gonna be what was that? 9 attacks a square, and that is, and they do 41 damage. So this is 41, 82, 82, like just total 160, and then like another, like 200 damage a square, essentially. He has a Ring of Time Lightning, so he has the shock res. He doesn't have the cold res, and he's gonna buff himself with Iron Skin, so his protection's way up in the wazoo. Timber Flesh, and he's resistant to most things now. I don't know why he created flaming missiles, but he did. Did he create flaming missiles, or did I read that off someone else? Yeah, he made flaming missiles for some reason. And he goes in. And yeah, my giant is taking a beating. And dang, this is what my heroic. Oh no! I just realized. Oh no! I just lost an artifact. I'll have to let Nick Knight know. The thing is, it's required size 6 to carry it, so I don't think these guys managed to pick it up, and this guy's inventory was full, so we might be able to reclaim it. I'll have to talk to Nick about it. We are getting some hits on him, 30 damage, so on and so forth, but he's healing like 29? So it's... yeah, we're not gonna do enough damage to make a difference here. And yeah, this is with a 61 plus damage weapon. I'll need to, and yeah, I feel like these Ember Lords, they were created mostly to actually take out my giants, and yeah, if they can take out my giants, they can take out anything in my army. So this is really troublesome now. And over here, this is my regular giant, and she's just trying to take out the scorpion fellows. Didn't really get too far with them. They're pretty tanky at 75 HP as well, and high protection. And the Baylor just comes in and decides to exterminate her. So I've lost 3 giants to Abysia so far. So yeah, so I need to change the way I think about Abysia in this game, and I just need to deal with them some other way. Not really too sure what Albion's trying to accomplish here. Okay, actually, this is hilarious in my opinion. Looks like Nick Knight managed to claim a Albion commander for himself. This is the province defense commander, by the looks of it. Yeah, this is legit the province defense commander. Alright. Over here, nothing to really mention. Is that okay? That's her. And I think this actually 3 battles happened here. I think the alliance was trying to coordinate something on this province or something, and or rather they just had every unit like in this province, and I ended up fighting all 3 of them. It's just like a couple small things, nothing too significant. The bot one was the one that did the most damage because they have the Malika and the John Guards. I lost 3 of the Pegasus here. Yeah, just getting one shot by that lightning bolt. And unfortunately didn't get to kill the Malaka, but she retreated. And it might have been possible. Hold on. It's possible she retreated. Okay, she probably most likely retreated here. So yeah, first I just fired off the province offense belonging to AI Yomi. I fired off the Malaka, lose 3 Wind Riders, and then there's a druid there as well belonging to Albion. Let's see. And this right here, this is me storming the the Abyssian fortress. They have several F2 mages, and we can see they got the majority of the kills. We have an F4 mage, that's Earth 1, and potentially another path. And several F3 mages, and we'll just go in and see what happens. I'll just, yeah, I was not expecting this. And I think I messed up my scripting, because I wanted these guys to hold an attack and get hit by body ethereal, but yeah, that fucked up. Anyway, so all my buffs go out, and we're not, yeah, we're still trying to get our buffs out. We get 5 fire resistance, and 5 fire resistance is not enough, obviously, as we're about to see. Yeah, they all cast Pillar of Fire. Let's just, and then there's Flamestorm. That is, so I'll rewind it, because I was not looking when it first started. And remember, as a Comedians Nation, I need at least 1 turn to, like several turns to get buffs ready. They all cast Phoenix power. And that right there. Okay, that so here we go. All the pillars of fire go off. I'm even casting Flame Ward. I got my Flame Ward off, and I got all my fire resistance. But what Pillar of Fire does, this is Evocation 8. It's AoE 1. So, and they have, like, I'm just gonna round up about 30 dudes casting it. So every turn there's 30, an AoE 30, like, attack going off, and it just hits everything. And it even causes massive fatigue as well. And this annihilates me. Heck, I even cast I cast Fog Vapors, and it goes away like immediately. Yeah, here that's more than 2 turns in, and more than half my army's gone. Okay, and Fog Vapors, the commander for Fog Vapors got sniped out right there. A couple of the Pegasus Riders got into the back, but yeah, they get one-shotted by the pillars. There's nothing we can do but retreat. So I need to rethink my strategy on this, and I'm actually not too sure how to deal with this right now. That is a lot of fire. Like, even if I bring something with like 30 fire resistance, if I could get a unit with 30 fire resistance, 25 is from Terracottas, but those still get one-shotted by that spell. So I really need to think of something else to deal with them. Uh, and I think I could go in with if I have like an Earth commands that goes off, and potentially just try to get an earthquake spam. That's something I could try, but I don't think that'll work. Because I feel like I'll die before I get to do anything, so... Yikes! And this is against the AI, so don't worry too much about this. And this right here is one of Law's other armies, and they just get hit by Ur's tank battalion. Okay, this is his, yeah. They're gonna get hit in the back. Alright, and so this fortress has been taken by Oh yeah, another thing is, yeah, I think I lost a couple of other key mages with just... I didn't get Battle Fortune off, so I wonder if this was my Battle Fortune mage. I don't know. Probably not. Either way, yeah, Abysia really did a number on me this turn. And then everything else that occurs... Yeah, nothing of note, just more indie attacks. So... I don't really have much else to say on this. I am for Naba, I'm on top of my cap right now. I'm gonna try and mind hunt them out of it if possible. And if I can't get them off, I'm just gonna send something to kind of deal with them. I think I might have some allied units in this area as well, so they could, if they could send something to get them off. Losing that army was a massive loss for me. I'm gonna try and regroup my commanders, and yeah, I'll need to bring some forces from like just this area, and I'm thinking maybe regroup here and start moving back onto this fortress. They have several warlocks. Lord of Seasons is their god, or no, Divine Egg is their god. That's probably their the head god. And this was where the Balar, the two Balars are in this area. So this giant, because I know I can't deal with them, I'm moving them back. And if honestly, I could also have this giant. Can you get all the way back to the capital? You can't. I'll have this giant move. Try to take out the Malika here, on my capital as she is retreating. And Naba is potentially close to being out of the picture for now. As soon as brings this army like southbound, or even this army marches onto Naba, I'm probably gonna move all my giants off and let them handle and let handle Naba, while I try and refocus my efforts on double refocus my efforts on Abysia. Because now I'm actually spooked. And then Albion, Nick Knight's handling that. And as for MZ2, for the most part, yeah, he's just kind of moving thugs around and just trying to keep their economy in shambles as best as he can. But yeah, he does have his own army moving out. Yeah, this is the Marignon army, consisting of Pegasus riders, and he also has this army as well. So unfortunately, they're not in a position to help reinforce the Abyssian line yet. The Abyssian front line is entirely my duty for at the moment. Anyways, that's it for this turn. Oh yeah, and right here, I'm trying to, I'm sending a water remage, down into the laboratory because I found there's a national water remage I could summon, and I'm gonna just to try that, just so I have more uses for my water gems. Anyways, that's it for this turn, and I'll see you guys for turn number 58. Howdy y'all, so we are now back with turn number 58. And last turn, Abysia really did the number on me, completely decimating my main army that was marching into their fortresses, and they sent out terrifying Baylor-like units, Ember Lords, that killed off several of my, a couple of my giant Supercombatants. That said, Abysia is completely open to counterattack now, as my army is on full retreat. And what they've done this turn is stale. So, Abysia does nothing this turn, essentially. The fortress that I had to retreat from had nothing patrolling it, so I'm sieging it again, this time with a couple of these Pegasus riders, and I'm telling them to attack rear ASAP. So once, no, if several of those mages just come out in the back and start casting Pillars of Fire, before they cast Phoenix Fire, I'm hoping my Wind Riders can get to them. Now, this is just in case they break out from that siege. They do have several Salamanders, so that will prove to be an issue. But the main thing is we need to get these. No, we need to get these mages out of the way. Over here, the Ember Lord was mine hunted a few times. It resisted it, which is not an issue. That was bound to happen, and I'm still retreating everything. The mine hunt that I casted on the genie here was successful. They still have a couple of genies on top of me right now, so this giant who is currently retreating will go ahead and deal with that. And they should basically be Scooby-Dooed away because they don't have any. They don't have a commander on them now, or supposedly they shouldn't have a commander. And yeah, let's go ahead and go down the messages. So Mind Hunt, yeah, this is a Milik E Talos, which is the Ember Lord. And by the way, apparently they are not considered demons, so and they're considered magic beings because elemental evil stuff, I guess. I don't know. Like if I was to make an anti-super combatant against him, I don't know. I'll have to think other things. But main thing is now I'm just gonna Mind Hunt them, and hopefully they go away. Right here, this is, this province, I found the Tower of Seven Tombs, and I can send in a Death Mage here and start getting Death Walkers, so, or Dust Walkers, so that's going to be extremely useful. I'm not sure if I'm going to afford it, because it's going to mess up some of my resource economy for my capital here. So I may just have a Revenant or two go in and just start getting some free powerful units, and yeah, that's gonna be very handy. And I'm also being mine hunted myself. This is happening on top of Nabal, which makes sense. I'm guessing because the Nabal player knows I'm running Moonblades now to kill off his Marids. He does not want a direct confrontation. And the magic resistance on my Giants is kind of low, unfortunately. So they are very vulnerable to a Mind Hunt. That said, I do not think that he has Runes Masters and like penetration gear, so until I lose my first Giant to a Mind Hunt, I'm just going to keep him at it for now. I'm going to leave the Moonblade unit on top of Nabal's capital, and on this province right here, I'm going to be sending my Katovich commander in to attack. And I'm just going to leave this Moonblade person attacking this province, and this fella's gonna take this cap province. Let me see. And Abysia has been just lost several Vinemen. I'm still curious where they're getting these Vine units from. To one of MZ2's favorite Amazon delivery devices. And let me Forbidden Forest. Okay, so it's this province right here. So yeah, we're doing my army's in a retreat, but thankfully MZ2 and Aaron Zimnir are still on the full offense, along with Nick Knight. And let's see. Here, this is Merid that just took out one of the provinces controlled here by MZ2. And it's a Merid that doesn't have regeneration. It's running a Frostbrand and Ice Scimitar, so heavy ice damage, only 2 attacks per square, as you'll see soon, and basic defensive gear. So it's going to cast Liquid Body, so it's resistant to most damage types. Flying Shield, so it's going to negate some more damage. And then it casts Falling Fires. Iron Skin, so it has the 30 protection. And then it goes in and attacks. So what I'm gonna so I just made a new giant, and it was originally going to be so to deal with the fire pillars of fire, I was actually going to make a giant that's 100% based on fire resistance. And I decided to focus on the Merid instead, and this unit's gonna be Cloud Trapezing in. I'm not entirely too sure it's gonna work, but she's holding Salt, so that's gonna stun him once he gets into melee. She has good regeneration. She doesn't have the Cold Res, which is gonna be an issue, but I'm really gambling on the Enchanted Salt to do work on him. And then she has a main Ghost of parrying. So I'm trying to get her defense pretty high up. And she also has a Stinger, so it's an armor-piercing attack. So this fella, he has like 30 armor. He's gonna resist it. She's still gonna do about maybe 10. And I think this is... Okay, this is not armor-piercing. She's still gonna chip him away, I think, for about 10 hit points worth of damage per turn. Her protection will go up to about 26, so she herself will be taking like about 20 or plus damage, but she has the regeneration factor. So it's going to be a little bit of a gamble for this, but I want to get rid of this Merid. And right here, attacked Albion on 1. I think this, so is just attacking a Vine Man province from the Dominion. Marignon just saying out Harbingers, and I just want to check out how MZ2 is dugging these units. And it's a Shield of Fate, so auto cast Twist Fate, Giant Sword for AoE, and basic gear. Got it. Several Disease Demons coming out from Nick Knight, taking out Cambion. And I'm not sure if this is one of Albion's in quotation marks Doug units, or if this was just a dude like kind of walking around. And yeah, he not much he can do about it. Wraith Princess is taking out a couple of just visual units. Divine Men don't have any magic commanders, so they die off immediately. Yeah, not much to really go over this turn, it seems. Like, nothing extremely interesting. This I think funny. This is a chieftain that was enslaved by Nick Knight, and it just walked into a fortress and died. He didn't want to pay this upkeep. It's like, yeah, 88 gold a year, I guess. Well, then again, it's enslaved. Not sure you have to pay upkeep for it, but yeah, either way, I just thought it was a little funny. And let's check out MZ2's other Harbinger thug. Same gear, but this time with reinvigoration. And FloridaMen is clearing out. I need to do like more with him. Right now, he's just kind of doing state patrol, and taking out random uprisings. I'm actually going to be sending him into a fortress so he can summon Kerberos. But yeah, really, I'm not really using him for battle. I'm just using him to reclaim stuff I lose. And let's just double check Raga. And yeah, same gear. No regeneration at the moment. Really high attack, reinvig, basic armor, and just relying on what they already have as their melee attack. No resistance. I don't. Okay, this is the Abyssian fortress. And right here, I haven't actually seen this yet. Aaron Zimner sent in a giant. I think he wanted it to take the province. And yeah, he has a Ring of Tame Lightning as well, because he was expecting to tank out the Watchers. So he has 25 shock resistance, and you know you should already know what our bless is at this point. Dark skin. I'm just curious because it says he dies. I'm thinking because he doesn't have a melee weapon that might, but he has Breath of Winter, so he is doing AoE damage. Actually, what does this guy have? Okay, just a lot. He burned all his nature gems. He got hit by Paralyze. And that Paralyze lasts for a long time. Look at that. Okay, so I think I have an idea of what happens. I'm assuming it hits the turn 100 timer, and basically everything died. He might have died from the timeout, but once again, I'm not too sure. I actually have not watched this yet. And holy crap, look at how long it's paralyzed for. Also, just how tanky it is. Just not taking any damage and slowly killing everything because of the Cold Aura. He gets paralyzed again. Oh, shit. Oh. It got enslaved. Ooh. Okay, well. Alright, that's something we should probably mention to Aaron Zimner. Unless he already knows it, but yeah, so you gotta be careful of that one. And this is the Great Myriad Artifact unit that Nick Knight has. Yeah, Tartarian Chains. And let's just go ahead and check out his buff. And Earth Power, Iron Skin, Timber Flesh, Astral Shield, Flying Shield. Yeah, very typical, and it gets reinvigoration. Main thing is he does have regeneration as well with the helmet, so that's excellent. It just slowly kills everything. Yeah, not much else to see here. And and lightning's still hitting my units, and I'm losing more mystics, so I really gotta be careful in this Abyssian Dominion. And a hurricane is attacking one of my provinces for some reason. Really not sure why. Like, usually hurricanes come from someone casting it, and I'll understand why they would attack this province, if anything. And let's see, Old Curse has Awakened in Black Marshes, some more wolves attacking. Yeah, what heck's with these hurricanes just hitting random areas? Spring Spires, let's check that. And yeah, what the hell's with these? What? Are they trying to ruin my like my economy or something? Oh, that's nice. So hurricane hit here, which is I get a lot of money from here, I guess. But all the unrest is already gone because I'm patrolling it. Let's see. Hurricane has struck here, which, okay, I actually don't really care too much about this area. It doesn't bring me too much gold. It's literally just a laboratory. And if anything, I'll just summon some Springhawks, which I can get, several of to patrol it out. I don't know why a hurricane would strike here though. Yeah, legit unsure what a hurricane striking here would do. Like, is this like a mass hurricane spell or what's going on? Yeah, don't really care about this place. And this is actually, yeah, it is Nabal territory. Like, if it's someone actually casting Hurricane in all these random provinces, like, there are better ways to use your gems, yo. Hurricane strikes here, but yeah, I don't really have anything here that I care about. Yeah, I don't freaking know what's going on. And yeah, my commander that got hit by the as soon as it decides to, the commander that got killed by the what you call it, those blood thingies, the horrors, yeah, he just revived, so so okay, he's just gonna go back and blood hunt again, and let's go ahead and just forge another dowsing rod for him. So in terms of everything else, you're just gonna have to actually, can you do anything? Yeah, cast that real quick, yo. Yeah, I think, yeah, I basically already explained everything that was happening. Right here, this province is going to be relinquished to me because I'm trying to resupply several of my, like my entire army here. And then we're going to slowly march through to Nabal. And yeah, everything else is I'm just trying to retreat. Right here, I'm going to be attacking with some Pegasus units, and God, I just love the movement that they have. And then everything else here is just reorganizing an army, trying to get some like India-attacked provinces back. And I'm forging several more items to for Supercombatants and several more items for Mind Hunters. And in terms of magic items, yeah, I'm pretty set. This stuff will be meant for the battlefield. Actually, this as well. Especially the war boosters. All this is my Super Combatant gear. And I'm sending 45 fire gems to Marignon and 46 air gems to Man, so they should get more mortals that way. And water gems I'm going to be saving up to do other stuff with. I'm not too sure. I think I can get a water gem generator with them, but we're getting so many gems that, you know, might not be worth it anymore. And death gems I'm getting a lot of, and I'm already casting Dark Knowledge, so I have a good surplus of it now. I just need to get more death mages in general. And oh, that's something I could go with. Hold on, let me check. One spell real quick. And that's the hidden in spells. Hidden in sand. Okay, I could cast hidden in sand. Next time I have a surplus of fire gems. And air gems, however, I'm not too sure what I can do with when I have a massive surplus, other than use it for battle. Anyways, yeah, that's it for this turn. Not much going on, just more battle planning. Definitely could have had a lot going on if Abysia did not stale. But yeah, at the moment, Abysia is the one. I feel like they're the nation who has the most freedom to attack us at the moment. Nabal is kind of being besieged at the moment. And Albion, they definitely have a lot of movement. Heck, they are really widespread. But they are kind of slow to move, and they are, well, they're facing off against Ignite, who is raiding them, and they definitely need to be like script a little bit better and get their units more organized in order to become more threatening. The main eye is on Abysia. I feel like they are the ones, as I said, they are like the unleashed demons right now on this team. So that being said, I'll see you guys for turn number 59. Howdy y'all, this is turn 59, and honestly, I don't think, now that I think about it, yeah, not much really went on this turn. And the reason being for this is Abysia has once again staled. And yeah, this war has gone pretty slow after they staled a couple times in a row. And I'm gonna say next turn number 60, might be slow on my end, because this turn is mostly me trying to, I'm still trying to recuperate all my forces. So, just going through everything again. We got some cloud pieces, a couple of mine burns are going off, or not mine burns, mine hunts, but they haven't really done anything. And mine hunt was hit on my giants, but they managed to resist. So a little bit of back and forth going on with these mine hunts. Let me see. I got this province. This is useful. Hold on. Death Mage. Okay. So I can get a Death Mage here. And yeah, Ubar has... Not Ubar. Nabal has acclaimed this province here. This is the Merid from this province. We all tried to jump him, but he got away. There's something else I got. Oh yeah, and in turn, and I got an Earth Free Fortress, and this is from a deaf site search, so that's awesome. I've gotten 2 free fortresses in my territory. So yeah, you can already see my turn. All my movements at the moment is basically just trying to get organized. Everything is basically moving into this fortress. I have a handful of other things that, like, this unit is just gonna try and reclaim some of the independent provinces, and we'll send some units into attack Vanaheim. We've also noticed Lanka has decided to go AI, so I think they are basically knocked out of the game. Unfortunately, I did not get to see anything that they did. And yeah, we can see right here the Ember Lord. Apparently, it's not a demon. It's considered a magical being, which really gets me off guard. But yeah, it's just kind of chilling there, and I'm just gonna keep sending mind hunts at it until it goes away. So right here, this kind of annoyed me, in all honesty. This is my giant. It's equipped with a stinger and a Bengosh for an offhand. So it has 15 defense, which is respectable, but not too great. Helmet of Acid Breath, Salt, Regeneration. That's 22 HP regen. And it paralyzes him with the Salt. And with the attack rolls, it misses. But yeah, for the most part, it does hit with the Salt. So the Merid is paralyzed. And my giant decides to attack the militia that runs up. And right here, my giant missed the attack again. Yeah, attack roll of 19 versus defense roll of 23. I feel like it's because it was not stunned anymore. And my giant took a hit. And right here, it gets hit for fatigue damage from the Ice Mist Scimitar. And for some reason, my giant has decided it has had enough and is going to start running. At full HP. I'm gonna assume it has something to do with maybe the fact it has a fear factor of 5. But this really annoyed me. So yeah, and the Merid got away. After my giant ran away, my giant retreats into this province. This is her right here. And then Aaron Zimmer runs in. But the Merid had already flew away as Aaron Zimmer's forces came in. So that's annoying. This right here is just side searching I did as my army here was waiting for the province to be relinquished. Didn't find anything, it seems. And I just went ahead and re-equipped several of my mages with robes of missile protection, some boosters, some temporary gym items. And this will hopefully make them very useful in upcoming battles, but after the failure of my attack on Abysia, I can't underestimate what could happen. Before I was gonna have all the lizard shamans essentially be slaves, but I need to do like damage immediately or do something. So what I'm gonna script my shamans to do now, about 4 of them will be slaves. I have several items that give me slaves every battle, being the flower petals. And I have a total of about 8 slaves, including the 4 shamans. That's going to boost all my community masters to +2. And they're going to cast Enslaved Mind as someone here. Let me try to find them. This person is going to cast Light of Northern Stars, so they'll get +3 astral total. And hopefully, let me just check. Yeah, the Enslaved Minds should go off. All my Lizard Shamans will be casting them, or at least most of them will be casting them. And my regular Mystics will be casting other spells. Once our Community Mastering, they'll be casting like Flaming Meteors or Gifts on Heaven. And basically, I just need to start nuking enemies from orbit. And let's see, going down the list. So this is only against like they didn't have any commander right here in Albion. And heck, they didn't even have a PD to act as a commander, I think. Or the knight has been assassinating a lot of units, so it could be he assassinated all the commanders. But I just wanted to study his formation to an extent here. And yeah, he has several Magister Arcanes. He has the spooky undead knights here. He has 2 Banshees, and just wherever else he can muster up. And he has a community just going, and I think he has a total of 9 slaves, and these are masters, and they're all getting +3 to their magic paths. So this is an astral 5, air 5, earth 4. And they all have gems of various types, and I don't know, I'm really curious of what they will cast. But, you know, everything runs off the battlefield before anything happens, so don't really know. It seems weapons of sharpness went off though. Legion of Steels, but yeah, those don't cost gems, and that does tell us he does have artifact. Oh, and they're casting Soul Slay. Oh, got it. He does have artifact crafting, so he has at least construction 8. And we can see that they defaulted to at least casting, let's see, yeah, level 7 spells, weapons of sharpness. Mostly weapons of sharpness, I saw. Anywho, yeah, this is basically, in quotation, his main army. And this is the army that will be used to capture fortresses, I believe. Here, my Transform Giant just kind of went in and killed a bunch of stuff. Not really much to examine. This was a giant that had a lot of AoE capabilities, so just kind of plowed through everything. This right here was on the capital of Arcocephale, and this was the province that was being commanded by one Malika commander. I managed to mind hunt her the other turn, killed her, and I just had the giant walk in, and all the John Guard have retreated. And here, this is, I believe this is meant to be an actual army belonging to Albion. But as we can see, it doesn't go too well for Albion. And this is why you need to really make sure you script correctly and have like an actual strategy when sending your units in. So they do end up getting all these giants blessed for the most part. They do 31 plus damage when they hit. They have awe, they have the regeneration, they have other bonuses from the blesses. But that's it. Like, this will only work. They're using stuff that only works for early game. And yeah, they're still, I think, yeah, they're not even really buffing anymore. They have some units that kind of walk in. There's a chieftain, I guess he just got hit with protection. So he has 10 armor now, but he's weak to fire now. And let's just check out what these guys are casting. Bless, Liquid Body, Quickness. I was thinking, that's all good and whatnot when you do have, like, these guys self-buffing, which is a-okay. But they're basically ungeared. And they've just been set to cast spells. Daub the World, by the way, is basically a self-cast Awakened Attack 2s. Quicken Self, Liquid Body, Enlarge Moss Body. Elemental Fortitude, Moss Body. Yeah, they just spend the entire time just buffing themselves. But then these guys, they go in and they realize they can't buff themselves anymore, and so they just go into the melee. So I'm really not sure what the heck the scripting is for this. There's a Blood Hunter, Blessing, Bark Skin, Summon Imps, Elemental Fortitude, Protection, and then tries to run to the melee. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Albion at the moment. And there we go, he just loses all his priests. And I'm just curious, did this guy even do any damage? No, he did not do a single point of damage. And this right here is that Merid we saw earlier. Same stuff. He has 21 MR, so it's going to be a little difficult for me to mind hunt him. And he has... yeah, nothing has changed. He has no way to regenerate. And yeah, he obviously just takes out my 1 PD. So for me to deal with that, I have 2 giants here now. This was a giant who I kind of recalled. I changed out her gear, and I gave her a Moonblade, some salt, and a helmet of acid breath. And just to compare what she had earlier, she had an astral shield, a giant sword, and the horned helmet. Though, I think the horned helmet should be actually fine. It's 29 damage. Oh, this is armor piercing. That's important. It's not armor piercing. So let me double check this guy. This guy should buff to about 30 armor. Yeah, it's 30. Liquid body, hold on. Okay. If you wanted to, you could also cast quickness, but anywho, and instead of liquid body, he could cast tempered flesh, and he wouldn't have given himself some of the penalties caused by liquid body. Anyways, so it has 30 protection, and just gonna flip back between these spells real quick, so we can get full examination. This right here is a slashing attack. For 29, it is very possible it'll do damage, but more than likely it'll just do like pips of damage, and not gonna worry too much about that. But then again, acid spray. Yeah, acid spray does 10 armor piercing damage, so it'll be 10d6 or 10 plus 2d6 versus about 15 armor if it hits. I guess the same thing, more or less. I don't know, I kind of just like the acid spray helm a little bit better. And then I have this was one of my Oryeds that just kind of stayed in the base for a long time. I'm giving her a Firebrand. It's armor piercing. It does 36 damage, but the giant, the Merid has like 37 fire res, so I don't think the Firebrand's not gonna do anything. What I'm bringing her in for is basically moral support for this transform giant with the Moonblade. I'm just because unfortunately I don't have another item to give that would be armor piercing. And let me see. Let's just say I swap this out real quick. I mean, it's 42 damage, but I don't think I'm not sure it'll be enough to really make much of a difference. Actually, You know what? Nah, let's just... We'll just give it this giant sword then. And this unit right here doesn't have like she only has a fire plate for the +5 fire res, and I'm doing that because this right here she's meant to have the highest fire resistance I can muster, because she is going to be sent into Abysia to try to tank out a lot of the pillars of fire spells. Let me check, and we do have fire resistance 5 though as our bless. So I could give her a Shroud Saint, but I didn't have one this turn, so she's wearing a fire plate for now. And and right here, this is MZ2. I'm not sure if he spent a lot of air gems for these corpse constructs, or if he was trying to get rid of them or something. But they get slaughtered by these werewolves. Now they are actually doing damage with the overcharge. Only does like 1 pip of damage though. The downside is werewolves have like 2 HP regen, so any overcharge damage that goes off, the werewolves just don't care about. And let's see. And this right here just kind of shows the potential threat that Albion could impose if they were more organized. So this is one of the Thug units. They only cast Meditation and Fire Shield, then goes in. So not that many buffs. And the way they manage to deal with her is the Sacreds end up hitting her. And we can just see, for one, she is ethereal, so the ethereal negated about 1/3, or 3/4 of the damage that was coming in. But then when they do get lucky, they hit for 33 points of damage total. A damage roll of 38 plus 2d6 versus 16 plus 2d6. 27 points of damage, increased by 25% because it's slashing. 33 total. And the Molvax have like a total of not even 30 HP, I think. Let's go ahead, check it. 42 HP. So yeah, like 2 lucky hits in from these giants. Like, and if they surround him, they surround her. Like, if 4 attacks get in, you're typically mathematically 1 will at least hit. So if you have like 4 attacking the same like commander right here, being this princess, after 2 rounds, they're just gonna kill her. So yeah, if Albion like really played its cards correctly, they could be a major threat, but they are not really doing too much to actually be a threat. And this right here is kind of my emphasis on why you want to be sure of equipping your best units with some form of good regeneration, and then giving your units and if it's your god, you want to make sure that you keep them in your dominion. So this is Raga's disciple god. 9 HP, look at that. So yeah, it has a big dominion penalty. I'm guessing because it's like 4 enemy dominion, it drops all the way down to only 9 total HP, I think. I'm not too sure on the math, or I guess it was just in battle and it was stuck with 9. And you already see it has a really high attack skill, which is pretty awesome. And it's just using its preferred weapon. And we're gonna see it's gonna kick ass for a bit. So it's ethereal, and it has soul vortex, and it has piercing resistance. I do not understand why it needs to cast Phoenix Power. I guess maybe it just makes Body of Flames more powerful. But we're gonna see this Deva kick ass for a bit. But then it comes into a different issue, because they have it scripted to cast 5 spells. Then they tell the Deva it can do whatever it feels like. So this is where the issue occurs. So this Ivy Lord end up summoning the carnivorous plants. This spell gives you several of these plants, and they like to spit poison. The Deva does not have poison resistance, and the Deva decided that it's going to stay in the back and cast spells. And the thing is, he doesn't have regeneration factors. He has Soul Vortex, which will regenerate him. But for Soul Vortex to work, he has to be in the melee. But the AI that has decided to want to be in back and cast some spells a little bit while in poison range. So now, so it gets barfed on with a bunch of poison, and the amount of poison in him is starting to stack up a lot. So now he's taking 5 points of poison. Now it's 11 points of poison. No regeneration. And it's 11 again. And he dies of poison. If they kind of told the god to go in and attack, rather than script the 5 spells and just do whatever, it would have been a different story, because then the Soul Vortex would have hit all these units, and I think it would have saved alive. And nothing much interesting here in general. This right here, I just wanted to emphasize how kind of useful these free spawn spiders were for me. I mean, I guess it's only going against 2 units, but something I noticed is they actually do a lot of poison damage. 35 death poison. So that means when one of these things hits, whatever unit it targets is going to be getting at least 3 poison damage a turn. And when you have a bunch of these attacking at the same time, that poison is going to add up on a unit, and they're going to start, I believe, they start taking a lot more poison ticks, like a lot more. And we'll see it on. I guess we don't see it anymore, but that guy was starting to take like 6 points of damage, and we saw on the Deva earlier it was taking like 11 points of damage. The way poison works is you build up a pool of poison equal to the amount of poison damage you've done, and then whatever unit was hit slowly takes that poison as DOT damage, equal to 10% of the total poison pool that has accumulated. So if I've read these rules correctly, that means if 2 of these spiders attack the same target and they both inflict a death poison, it'll get 70 points of poison damage onto its HP pool. And every single combat round, it'll take 7 points of damage until all the poison has run out, and it has taken a total of 70 poison damage. I think that's how it works. So something to be aware of. This right here happened to Ulm. I thought it was pretty funny. So this is just one of the independent Ivy Kings that kind of attacks, and they managed to enslave it. So he goes in, starts summoning the carnivorous plants, swarms. And then it gets enslaved. It loses all its magic powers because it's a slave now. And because No one on enemy team's leading anything. Everything just dies out. And that's it. But something else happens to Ulm. They get, on that very same province, they get attacked by barbarians and they lose everything. And all these mages were literally just slaughtered by the barbarians after they managed to capture a new slave, Ivy King. Very interesting that the, I don't think any of the slave mines, really went through. Actually, it did. I'm just not sure why, the barbarians kept moving forward, but I think it was only one dude casting Enslave, by the looks of it. So, I guess, yeah, it was just not enough to change the tide of battle. Okay, there's only 2 Enslavers. And then you have, how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 commune slaves. I wonder if it would be more mathematical if they had less. Because I think they could have just got away with 8 slaves. Because I guess it really depends on the level of some of these fortune tellers. Because they're mostly Astral 2 by the looks of it. A couple Astral 1 Def ones though, but I think he could have more enslavers. And right here, honestly, I don't even remember anymore. I could I think I might have been building a fortress here. Maybe not. I don't remember. I just know I had a dude sitting here. I'm definitely building one here, and I'm gonna be really salty if this province gets attacked as this guy's building it, because oh my god, these indie provinces are ridiculous. And I'm sending in Spire Squad here to help maintain order in this area, and this area is gonna be attacked by the giant spires as well. And I finally figured out where this lightning's coming from. Midgard ended up casting Wrath of God, and it just so happens, yeah, a lot of my units have been getting hit, and I just been losing mystics left and right due to these lightning strikes. A little annoying. And yeah, Legends don't have much going on this turn. And probably don't have much going on next turn either. I haven't even scripted these guys yet. I'm just trying to send them in here. And then these guys, they are partially scripted. And actually, yeah, I already went over this. Pretty sure I already went over that. And yeah, that's it. Just playing turn. And I'll see you guys for turn 60. Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to Dominions 5. This is turn number 60, and well, this is actually quite a colorful turn. But not much actually happens this turn, and we'll see what goes on. We get attacked by several nations, by the looks of it. Here's Raga attacks us. Albion, Ulm. Is that it? Yeah. But there's actually not much. I think they're scouting us or something. I'm not entirely too sure what's going on. So getting to everything, I cast Mine Hunt on the Ember Lord, and it survives. This guy is quite tanky. So that's quite annoying. But the Abysia player is still chain scaling, so it's working in my favor. I can just kind of take my time in figuring out how to deal with Timber Lords. I think these are Vinemen. They're coming from Albion. I'm not entirely too sure if they're actually being controlled or they're just spawning in. And let's go back into everything. And right here, you can see MZ2 sent an angel to assist me, but my giants were victorious in getting rid of the Merid, and we'll analyze how that battle goes in a second. So right here, I cast Mine Hunt on that Merid. Didn't do anything. And then a couple of Mine Hunts on the Ember Lord. Also didn't do anything. While my giants is being Mine Hunted, didn't do anything. So Mine Hunts are just whiffing at the moment. Guardian of Hades was cast by FloridaMen over here. And I thought the Cerberus would be a commander. I was wrong. So it's just going to be chilling here for a little bit. I'm still making some equipment for it anyways. I'm just going to cast Gift of Reason on it with this fella, so it can become full-fledged commander. So let's go ahead and watch the battle. In order to deal with the Merid, we know that it has Iron Vulnerability, we know it has Salt Vulnerability, we know it's a Magic Being, and attacks of Cold. So we sent in 2 giants. Just about, let's see, 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, and 10, 15, we'll just round up, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, so 100, I'm just rounding up in general, 100, about 120 or so, 120, 130-ish gems were used for me to fight this battle. The gems used by the Merid, I think it's about 60 gems to summon the Merid. Then he has 5. We'll round this up to 5 as well. 10, 15, about 20, 25. So about 90 gems was spent on this unit, just rounding roughly. But the gems I spent are meant to specifically counter him. So we get the buffs off. He only buffs 3 times. He's gonna cast Iron Skin, Timber Flesh, Flying Shield, and then just dive right in. And I'm not sure he gets hit immediately. Okay, so yeah, he misses on the first attack. Acid Spray doesn't go through. This giant's still buffing, while my giant right here with the fire resistance and the Shield of Fate, which will block the first attack, typically, it's currently tanking, which is her job. Excellent. And first attack, 23 damage. That goes through. And it cuts off Demerid's arm, so Demerid loses the Scimitar. And to get this calculation, we get a attack roll of 35 versus defense roll 26. The damage roll is going to be 98 because it's a Moon Blade, so it does 2 times damage plus 2d6. So that's 110 versus the protection roll of 30 plus 2d6 of 40. So it's going to be 70 points of total damage. So the 30 from protection over here plus 2d6, and then the damage of 98 came from the Moon Blade. 29 strength plus 13 strength of the giant, and then times like 25% because it's two-handed, and then double it because it's against Magic Being, and so it becomes 70 after protection. Increase it to 87 because it's slashing damage, so it does a 25% extra damage boost. Then you subtract it by 20 due to the Flying Shield, and we're at 57 points of damage. I think, no, that's 67 points of damage, and I'm not entirely too sure why it gets down to 23 then. I'm guessing because it is just capped. But yeah, I'm just like still trying to figure out the math here. I think I got the gist of it though. Like, but for the most part, we do so much damage to the Merid, it loses its arm, so it drops the Ice Scimitar. Then that hit right there to 18. I'm not too sure what the dictate did that. It's not shown in the calculations. I think it just said it hit, got hit in the body with a giant sword. Let me see. Increase do 36 do slash damage. I'm not sure where that's coming from. Fatigue attack roll. Yeah, it just says Alright, hold on. Attack roll of 20 versus a defense roll of 19. Armored fiend hit, so their protection is reduced by 8. So, okay, this is giant sword. 42 plus 11 versus protection of 28 plus 2, so 29 total points. Increase to 36. Divide by 2 because it's resist slashing damage. It becomes 18 on the body. Okay. And then the third hit comes from this giant and it does 40 points of damage. And calculation, the 98 again, plus 2d6 versus 31. Not sure why it's 31, but it's 31 this time. Plus 7 of the Merid, so 64. Then we multiply it by 1.25 to get 80. And divide by 2 because it resisted 40 points of damage. And it hit it in the head. So it got decapitated. So that's the Merid right there dealt with. And now that these giants are done exterminating that threat, I'm sending them to the laboratory to re-equip for the next assignment. And I got plenty of pieces of gear for them to do more general purpose stuff. And let's see. So Nick Knight's just taking out more independent stuff. You know, nothing too spectacular. I didn't even request this province, but Aaron Zimner sent it to me, so I guess I'll take it. Not sure if it's required so I can get, you know, this province income or so, but he just relinquished to me. I'm gonna guess he's trying to get all his units to, like, rendezvous. He is now sitting on top of this fortress, and immediately the fortification got destroyed, so he told me to go ahead and move my giants off these fortresses, since he's just going to trample them down. And instead I'm just going to send my giants on top of Naboth's capital, just to hold on to it until Aaron Zimner moves his entire army in. And then the giants I have stationed here, they're going to get on this Naboth throne and kind of hold the line against Albion to an extent, but it looks like Nick Knight is already moving in. And yeah, this is one of Nick Knight's main armies, so they're definitely, yeah, we're definitely pinching them in. And I didn't realize how much smaller Albion had gotten. They are basically they're basically down to a small strip of land. And the biggest nation on their end seems to be Abysia, who is AI at the moment, which was my job to deal with. But you know, when they did script the fort defense, it really set me back. And when they scripted these Ember Lords, unfortunately, I was not able to take full advantage of the situation, but I was able to recuperate. And it looks like Albion has like a lot of province defense. I think at least 25 on each of their provinces or so. It's really not necessary because we can already see, you know, they're just mowing down the province defense. with these crazy thugs that Nick Knight has. And they do get kills here and there, but these are immortal thug units. They're just gonna, come back like a Terminator next month. And here we can actually see what Ulm is up to. They're attacking some independent units. And it looks like they are just running a vampire with some plate armor. They cast some Soul Vortex and then decide to just eat themselves as an enemy. And they are set to cast spells, so I'm guessing they're scripted to cast Soul Vortex and advance and cast spells. And the enemy barbarians are just immediately Scooby-Dooed. Right here, the Harbinger, this is just to emphasize why you need some magic leadership. I'm not entirely too sure where all these all these Vine units are coming from. I'm assuming it's from the Dominion of Albion. And yeah, this actually just causes a massive HP rout because everything here essentially dies without magical leadership. So the angel just kind of spawns in. All these units decay, and yeah, the HP rout occurs, everything dies. And then the angel just gets some free EXP on the Vinemen. And right here, I'm not entirely too sure what Ulm is up to. So they have a Mountain King with several Blood Slaves, and the Mountain King charges forward with the Blood Slaves in tow. You have the Vampire Lord cast a Soul Vortex and then run to melee. I'm really not too sure what, like, is that a strategy to just use Blood Slaves, like, as a, I guess sacrifice like that? I mean, technically, yeah, I guess you do sacrifice them in a way like that, but not against Indies. I'm not entirely too sure what happened here, but he got the province back from werewolves. And we really don't know where these werewolves are coming from. They're like consistent. We're not sure it's from a bug drone or like there's some event we missed, but everyone's getting attacked by werewolves. And I'm really not too sure what was going on here either. Since I got attacked, but they don't have a commander? I don't know what happened. Yeah, this on Samacia. I'm assuming what happened. Okay, I think I took on. So this is a fortress, and I attacked the fortress on outside end. Albion just so happened to have a scout that was just waiting there, not hiding, just waiting there, and a couple skirmishers that are just chilling there. And yeah, they just died. And here we see Raga attacks us with a bear trap warrior, and I'm not too sure what's going on. They attack us with Bear Tribe Warrior into the PD. We'll read this again. Raga then attacks with a Shadow Imp, where they could just stealth. I think Raga attacks us again. Maybe not. I don't know. And at first I thought we were under attack, but I think it could be they're just sending stuff in to scout and misclicking. And a lot of the colorful flags I've been seeing is they've been how do I say it? It could be because Eyes of God and like there's just stuff happening in our Dominion, so we get to see all the battles now. And right here it just shows MC2 losing one of the angels to Albion, and as much as Albion is kind of getting dominated, one thing I have noticed is their sacreds hit pretty hard. With 80 HP, awe, and regeneration, they're really tanky too. It's just that they would be a lot more terrifying if they had the proper mage support. Oh yeah, and they berserk. So, the Harbinger, without any regeneration factors, just ends up kinda eventually just dying, death by 1,000 cuts. And I think at the end, it takes some massive damage, like a 10 and like 20 total damage spike and dies. Can't really kill too many of these things. But I'm just saying, like Albion has these giants are pretty good. It's just that, yeah, they need some mage support, and they'll be a lot better. Not much to go here, and this kind of also, I guess is a reason to argue for heavy province defense. It's just not very viable. And we have 70 plus units in this province defense. I'm not sure how much gold they pumped into this, but we have several of these dagger dudes just kind of go in, and I think eventually they kill this armored priestess. She has heroic battle prowess. She has about 20 gems or 30 gems worth of gear. And they eventually kill her. Okay. The priest got her. What spell did it cast? Final Rest? Yeah, Final Rest. And it was a penetration roll of 7 plus 27. Holy. Okay, it is a 2d6, alright? Every time you roll a 6, it becomes 5, and you get to roll another d6. So it rolled a 6 several times, essentially. So, okay, this was just an explosive dice roll. Hit the right princess for 1,009 points of damage. Holy crap. In that case, you don't even need to argue. It was heavy PD. It was just the priest got a nat 20 on its roll and hit specifically the commander. Well then. Let's see. Vampires doing vampire stuff. And I'm assuming they all just kind of cast Soul Vortex and run at the enemy. This one right here was, I thought was a little interesting. I'm not sure what Nick Knight was trying to do here. He has all these apparitions. They cast Touch of Leprosy. They're ethereal. And he just sends them at the old Burning One Abyssians. They're dual-wield maracas. Do a lot of DPS. And this just emphasizes, I guess, I'm not entirely, I guess they're squishy units with ethereal, but these don't have magic weapons. They just hit really hard. And they're plague carriers, and they're diseased. Yeah. I'm just gonna say, they couldn't really do anything to these burning ones. I guess Touches Leprosies, yeah, they are not armor negating attacks or anything. So I guess they couldn't get through the armor. And eventually, the massive DPS of the Abyssians won out and killed all these units. And here we can just see Raga attacking some more defendants. And it just shows that they're just using some basic infantry basic heavy infantry to kind of get rid of these random factions popping up. And right here, looks like Red Rad's god kind of dies again. I'm not sure if this is the second or third time he dies, but it's the god of late age Marignon and the god of the natural wildlife of Florida, plus a support giant. And they have these cutlasses of piercing. They do 2 attacks. They're armor piercing, which makes them do about, yeah, do 34 plus damage, armor piercing twice per attack, plus any additional weapon they have. So these two units go in. Oh, and they cast Quick itself as well. So it kind of, so the natural wildlife god does it itself, and it hits twice a turn for about a total of, I think that's, wait, does it cast? Okay, and it casts quickness on itself as well. So it's 15, 20, brain stopped working. 15, 25, 41, 57, 60, 70. Okay, about about 100, 95 points of damage was done by the Moloch just slashing it, and I think the very last bits of damage was an accidental self-nuke with Flaming Meteor. So I thought that was kind of a little funny. But this god's gone for now. And most likely gone for the rest of the game. And here, just a little annoyingly, I sent a horde of giant spiders and some mystics to kind of take out some werewolves. They were unsuccessful. I'm guessing I should have had my mystics use more evocationist spells. They were casting like support paralyzes and everything. And quite frankly, just were not able to do much against yeah, the horde of werewolves. So I lost a couple of my respawns and 2 of my mages. But it's over. Here, Aaron Seminary just takes a fortress. And right here, for Midgard, I think, or the one Vanheim's with their Wrathful Skies, or whatever spell that does this, they end up killing one of my Acrid champions in my marching armies, so that's annoying. And I had to reassign a couple of troops. It was this army. Yeah, a couple of my troops were kind of disjointed, and I had to reassign them. And not really, yeah, definitely not much else to go about. I don't know where all these hurricanes are coming from, though. Sorry, it's 2 a.m. Where I'm at right now, so a little tired. I'm about to go to sleep. And, yeah, really not much else to go on. I have started to destroy the fort here. It's moderately damaged, so I could probably claim that soon. Alright, so not much to go. Not much to say. We're expecting a, in quotation marks, world coalition to attack us. It's also possible it might not happen. This turn was actually extended several times due to diplomacy, apparently. And yeah, we're just expecting the worst. So we're just getting prepared for that in whatever way we can. In terms, and I'm just sending several units to this province to regroup for Operation Attack Abysia again. The Ba is basically almost dealt with. So once I get the giants here, I'm going to be sending them back to Abysia, and depending on how Abysia plays, or if they don't play, well, I'll try to avoid the Ember Lords as much as I can. Or just bring a bunch of them carrying Moonvine or Moonblades and have them all gang up on a Moon Lord or Ember Lord. Ah, I'm messing up on my English right now. Quite horribly. Yeah, not much to say else for this turn. In that case, I will see you guys for turn number 61.